Hi there, it's Sheryl with JuicingGardener.com, and today is the big day that the seedlings go in. This is the first time I've ever had to refresh my containers. You can see I've cleaned out. This is my tomato, cucumber, zucchini garden. It gets full sun almost all day long. I've cleaned out almost all the weeds. I've put the two beds down here. Whoops, there's my big finger right there. Oh, there you go. That big bed right there is 5 foot around. That's for cucumbers. And this one down here is for zucchini. The rest are tomatoes and peppers. And you can see how low they got over the winter. You know, from pulling out the big root ball and just from the dirt just goes somewhere. It just dissolves and compacts. So I have two choices. And most people would take the buckets and dump them out and fill them with fresh dirt. Or take the buckets and dump them out and into like a wheelbarrow and add good soil to the existing soil. That's choice 2. And choice 3 is you don't dump them out, you just refresh them, and that's what I'm doing. So choice 1 would be dump them out completely, add all new soil. Choice 2 would be dump them into a container and use the soil, but refresh it up, add more amendments, and more clean new soil. And then number 3, I really don't feel like lifting all of these pots. They're super heavy. We've had a big rain. They're really wet. And at the bottom, I put about 2 inches of, what's it called? Pea gravel. And so they're super, super heavy. And if I dump them into the wheelbarrow, all the pea gravel will come out. Or it'll be, it'd be tricky to keep the gravel in the bottom of the pots because that's what you need for drainage. So what I'm doing right now, I've already done 3. You can see I've got 1 down there that's in, and then I've got, I forget what that one was. This is an early girl. Let's see right here. And then all the way down there, 2 better boys. And this one is another better boy. And what I've done is I've gone through the whole pot and I've taken out about 2/3 of it, just dug down, and I dumped the soil right over on this side right here. And this is all my designer Fox Farm soil that I've put my amendments in already. And so I'm kind of mixing and stirring back and forth between the two because I want to have the new soil in it and I want to use the old soil. So that's what I've done. So I took about 1/2 of this bucket out and I put it over here and I've mixed it and filled it all back in. And I've already got 1 tomato in right here. So I thought I'd show you what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see this, but I've dug the hole for the second better boy. And I've thrown a little bit of my Boogie Brew worm castings over there. The bag broke, so I had to put them in a container. And I'll have other videos in telling you why you want to use worm castings and why you want to use certain amendments. And this one here is azomite. Some people call it azomite. A to Z minerals. It's all trace minerals made from crushed up rocks. All organic. And I add some of that in it. Now, I've already added some whole big bunch of scoops of the worm castings and the azomite into this container here. And some vermiculite. I tell you, that is the key. Last year I had a big load of topsoil. You should see my video. It's like a mountain in front of my garage. And I had to mix that topsoil with vermiculite because it was way too heavy and too dense. But this great Fox Farm soil is just light and fluffy, and it's filled with a bunch of different amendments. It's outstanding. But you can also just use topsoil, mix it with compost, and not use any amendments, and you'll still get a good crop. But the more you add to it, the more nutritious your plants are going to be. So I put in a little bit of scoop of the azomite right over here, and a little scoop of the worm castings. And I probably should have a little more vermiculite in this, but right now that'll do it. And then I'm just going to drop my plant in. And I've already taken off the lower two sets of leaves. There were some leaves here and some leaves here. And it's really hard to do when you're a beginning gardener. You think you have this gorgeous big plant. Let's see, I can hold it right there. And then you strip off the bottom leaves and you feel, oh, it's so naked. But that's really how you make a strong plant. I take all the bottom leaves off, all of mine, and I bury it. Let's see if I can put you right there. I bury it up as high as possible, right about to there. And then all these little hairs on the stem, you'll hear me say this over and over because people just don't do it. They'll plant it like this and then you'll have this wobbly, unstable plant. But if you plant it with all this, all these hairs turn into roots. So it's just going to have tons of nutrition in the fruit and be really good for the plant to be steady. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drop this little baby in the hole, fill it back up, and I don't take it all the way full. I take it to, you know, maybe about 4 inches down, because then as the plant grows, I can add more soil as I want to add up the stem as it's growing. So that's what the choices I can see of how to refresh your containers. If you have another idea, please, please, please go down in the comment section and write what you do if you have a container garden, or what you would do if you were a smart container gardener, besides the 3 options I gave you of just starting all new, dumping it in and mixing it together, and then putting it back in all fresh new, and then like I'm doing, which is just shoveling out and then filling it back in. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm sitting here in the shade. I'm listening to Hay House Radio and the World Summit, and listening to all my favorite thought leaders, and having a great day planting, sitting in the shade before all the mosquitoes get out, and putting all my plants in. So give a like to this video if you like it. Please share it with your gardening friends. I'd sure appreciate that. And as always, I appreciate you being with me on this journey that I absolutely love. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget to go in the comments and give me your ideas on what you would do. Bye.